back to my channel. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Hey, all my rising stars, how are y'all doing out there today? I just want to give y'all a virtual hug to let y'all know that I love y'all and I thank y'all so much for supporting my channel. Thank y'all. And I just want to send a shout out. Today is June the 12th. And today is my son's 26th birthday, and I just want to wish him a happy 26th birthday, Kwan. And I just pray that you have an awesome day and many more to come. And today's story time, Rising Stars, I am going to talk about a situation that I have been dealing with for years and how I've been living with fibroids that is starting to really get me down. But somehow, some way, and I already know it's through the grace of God, I'm surviving. But y'all, a couple of years ago, and I'm gonna say, I ain't gonna say a couple, because I know a couple is two, but years ago, probably about, I'm gonna say about 8 years ago, I started having these pains in my stomach around my cycle time. And they were like pain that I hadn't had, that I never ever had those type of cramps. So I just thought, I didn't know, something was changing, and I continued to just, keep going and keep going. So I had started to notice that I was, having heavy cycles. So I'm just like, this can't be normal. Something have to be going on. So I went to my OBGYN. They ran a couple of tests and they told me I had fibroids that they seen. They wasn't, huge or anything. And if they wasn't just giving me, pain just so bad to where I couldn't take it. It wasn't nothing they could do. They were so small, they'll, eventually they'll go away. We'll see later on. They'll just keep a watch on them. So time went past. They didn't bother me no more. Of course, I had heavy bleeding. And it just got to the point to where I got used to it. Well, here over the last couple of years, y'all, oh man, I tell y'all, the fibroids have grew so big to where I have had heavy bleeding, and it has been so bad to where I can't work. I mean, I have to lay in bed and nothing takes away the pain. No ibuprofen, no Tylenol, no Midol, nothing takes the pain away. And I tell you, it is so bad to where I probably like about a year ago, I had started feeling real sick. I just lightheaded, and I just started feeling like right down in my chest, right around in here. I started feeling like I had ate something and it wouldn't go down. It felt like it was something stuck in my chest. So I would go to the doctor, and they would say, maybe it was something that I ate that I didn't quite, swallow. And, they was giving me all this acid medicine and stuff like that. And I'm just like, no, something ain't right. This feels terrible. So I'm taking all this medicine, which I said ibuprofen really didn't help, but I take that back. Ibuprofen is the only thing that helped. So I was killing the ibuprofen, y'all, like killing the ibuprofen, because that was the only thing that would help the cramps. Tylenol, nothing. Aspirin, nothing. Midol, nothing. Anything anybody was telling me to take. Now to take Tylenol, arthritis, take this, take that. Nothing was happening. So I'm sitting up here, I'm taking all of this ibuprofen, and it get me to a comfortable point, but it just didn't take the pain away. So I started noticing, I think about a year ago, 2 years ago, I started having to wear overnight pads all day, all day. Sometimes I would have to put 2 overnight pads together once I go to work so that I wouldn't, have my cycles through my clothes. So I'm at work and I'm walking where I'm working at. I'm walking all day, up and down, up and down. So I'm in the bathroom like every hour, changing. So I'm like, oh my goodness, this 8 hours is not working for me. This is starting to get to me. But not only is that situation bothering me, this thing in my chest is bothering me. So one day we have these doctors on demand, and I'm at work and I'm feeling horrible. And it's like you have to literally be dead, to go to the managers and say you need to go home, because they just like, go home, it'll count against you and this and that. It's no type of sympathy for you being sick. So I said, okay, I'm gonna call the doctors on demand when I go to my lunch break, and I'm gonna speak to someone that I can get to now, and they can, I can kind of let them know what was going on. So I'm sitting down and I'm talking to them on the phone, and I'm telling them, I'm just like, something ain't right. I went to the doctor and they telling me, maybe it's something I ate, and I'm just like, but it feel like it's something is there. So they tell me, they say, well, have you had any of your blood or anything drawn? And I say, no. I was supposed to have it done that day that I was at my doctor's appointment, but it was just like when the nurse came back in, she's like, you're free to go. And I'm just like, oh, I thought I was supposed to have blood work done, but they never took me to have my blood work done. So I was like, okay. She was like, well, don't worry about it. I'm going to send you to this lab to go have your blood work done. She said, because I want to get that taken care of. I need to go have a x-ray done, because they might have to go down in your throat to figure out what is going on. So I'm just like, okay. So I get off work, and the lab didn't close till 6. I go to the lab, get my blood drawn. It was wonderful. They took my blood and everything. So the next day, I'm just like, I don't know if I'm gonna go to work. I just feel so bad, and this is irritating me, and my cycle is heavy. I'm just irritated, however you want to call it, y'all. So I'm just like, this is crazy. So I say, forget it. I'm gonna go ahead and go. I get up, I go to work, and I'm sitting there. I'm sitting down, and I get a phone call, and the doctor, she tell me, I need for you to go as soon as possible to emergency room, because your iron level is low. You're at anemic level, which I already knew. I was anemic from years ago, from when I was having heavy cycles. I was supposed to have been taking iron pills, but I had stopped. And she was like, your iron level is low. They might even have to give you a blood transfusion. So right then and there, that scared me. Like, oh no blood transfusion for me. I don't want nobody blood, but oh Lord. So I'm just praying throughout my shift. Like, I don't want no blood transfusion. So I go to one of my coworkers that used to be HR, and I'm talking to him, and I'm just like, I'm scared. I want to go ahead and leave and go. I don't want to continue my shift. And he was like, well, if you have the time, don't be worried about what these people is saying here. Go take care of you. And I'm just like, okay, I understand what you're saying, but I don't want this day to count against me, because this is, I need my job. He was like, I understand you, but you ain't gonna have no job to come to if you're sick and you can't make. And I was like, okay, I understand. So I said, well, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna go let, a manager know that I'm finna leave and go to the hospital. So I went, spoke to a manager, let him know, and it was like, okay, never hope you're okay or none of that. That's the type of managers that we was dealing with. So I leave and I go to one emergency room. It was crazy packed. And I'm just like, I'm not gonna sit up here all this time, all these hours, and just sit here. So I'm looking at my phone trying to figure out where another hospital I could go to. So another hospital popped up not too far from where I live. And I was like, well, let me go check this hospital out, which I knew that hospital was there, but I just didn't remember. So I go to the hospital, and telling them what the doctor on demand had told me. And it was like, okay, well, let's check your blood work again and see what's going on, see if you're gonna need a blood transfusion. So they checked my blood work, and I'm just like, Lord, what is going on? So I'm telling her about this thing that's in my throat. I'm just like, I know y'all are more concerned about the blood, but this is a more concern because this is irritating me. So anyway, everything, they took all of the tests. She came back and she said, you're right at that point of a blood transfusion. She said, but we're not going to give you one. We're going to put you on some iron pills, and I want you to take this amount. She said, but the thing that you have going on is a bleeding ulcer. And she said, you need to stay away from ibuprofen. And I'm just like, ma'am, the only thing that helps me when I'm cramping real bad is ibuprofen. She say, I'm sorry, I'm gonna give you these pills, and maybe these pills will help. But at this point, you need to stay away from ibuprofen because that's what's causing your ulcer to bleed. Sorry, y'all. I know I said that wrong. Y'all gotta forgive me, but y'all know I say things wrong all the time. But y'all gotta work with me because I'm trying to get more professional with my talking. No, I'm just playing, but I am. I'm trying to, y'all, because I want to become a speaker. So I'm trying to get more, professional, say my words more, that I need to say at a, y'all get it anyway. But so she told me to stay away from ibuprofen. Y'all, it was rough. It was rough. I mean, at the first 3 days of my cycle, oh man, it was rough. So I'm just like, okay, this is going to be hard. So after she told me what she told me, I stayed away from ibuprofen, and probably about I'm gonna say 5 days, I kind of felt a relief of the situation that was going on, and I started feeling better. And y'all, I didn't want to eat, I didn't want to do nothing because I didn't know what was going on. Y'all should, I think I swallow probably 1,000,000 times a day. I ain't even exaggerating. Just like, goodness, this is so irritating. But y'all, it was horrible. Then I finally made the appointment. I got into the third OBGYN because the first 2 OBGYNs, I didn't like the way they was handling things. And to me, they wasn't explaining things to me that I could understand. And I'm like, no. So I went to the third OBGYN a couple of months later, and she sat me down and she explained everything that I needed to know, which I've been, searching and looking, and I hadn't already researched everything. I've been doing that for years, but I've been really researching. So I go and I had all my questions, wrote down this and wrote down. She sat there with me in the room, that doctor, for like 10 to 15 minutes, probably 20, because we went over a lot of stuff. And she said, I want to go ahead and I want to get a biopsy done so that we can make sure there's no cancer, there's no this, there's no that, so that, we can see where we need to be. I told her, I'm tired of being a guinea pig. This fibroid is huge. It's the size of a cute cantaloupe. It's huge, y'all. You can feel the fibroid in my stomach. It's like sitting you can feel it here, and here it pushes my stomach out to where I'm just like, I've been trying to lose weight. I've been on this weight journey. I'm there, but my stomach, y'all, it's just like, oh my goodness. And it's just like, when I'm on my cycles, like for the past, I'm gonna say 1.5 years, it's something else going on. And I was sitting there and I was telling her, it's like, I don't know, when I have had children natural, and it's like on my 4th day or my last day, It's like a pain of a contraction, and it's down in my uterus, and it contracts to like I'm in labor, and it's like it can last anywhere from 30 minutes to an hour, and that pain hurts so bad, y'all, to where I'm literally on the bed balling up my fist. And if I'm anywhere out, like at work, or if I'm at a grocery store, wherever I'm at, y'all, I'm just like, I'm literally trying to hold myself together because the pain is so bad. And then, y'all, all of a sudden, I have this urge to use the restroom. And it's like, I'm trying to go, and it's like, you could feel like, I don't know, like, you know how if your water break and you feel that sensation, and it's like I feel a sensation, and it's like something is coming out, and then when I sit on the toilet, it's like bam, it's just like something fall out. And I tell y'all, the blood clot that falls out, it is unbelievable. And I took a picture and I showed her. She said, wow. She didn't even know. She didn't even have nothing to say. And I know she's been in this profession for a long time. But y'all, it's just like when it falls out, it's like I'm releasing a baby. I'm releasing a baby. And it feels the pressure. It feels like that's the after when you deliver and the bag come out, that pressure. That's what it feels like, y'all, every time. And it's been going on for a year. I've been living with this part for a year and a half. And it is so scary. So we have finally got down to the biopsy. It came back. No cancer, no pre-cancer, no nothing. Everything looks good. So now we have to go sit down and see what my options can be. And I'm telling her, ma'am, I don't want to be no guinea pig. I don't want to take this pill. I don't want to take that pill. I don't want to do this. I don't want to do that. I'm already on enough pills. I don't want to take all these other pills because I have to take pills, y'all. I have migraines really, really bad. And that's coming up on the next video. But I'm taking pills for all this other stuff. And I didn't actually took myself off other pills. But it's just like, I just want the uterus out. Take it away. What can it do? What can it do? Just take it away. Whatever y'all need to do, I need for y'all to do it. Because I can't afford to live like this anymore. I cannot afford to soak up 24 pads. 2 bags of 24 pads per cycle. Sometimes it'll be a 48 bag of pads and then a 24 bag per cycle. I can't afford to keep doing that. I can't afford to not be able to walk. And when towards the 4th day or the end of my cycle, to where this pain, y'all, I'm telling y'all, I ain't never felt a pain like that besides having a baby. And it sits right there, and it just, my whole body like goes into shock. And sometimes I have to sit on the toilet and I try to force it out, and it don't come out. It don't come out until it gets ready. And I guess when it, whatever it does to my body, and then it comes out and it's so large and flat. The blood, the clot is so large and flat. And it's like, I'm telling y'all, when it comes out, it's like you can just, I don't know, I could just feel it all up in, like you can just taste the blood all in my, I'm telling y'all, it is strange. It is strange. And I told my doctor, I told her everything. And she sat down and she said, we got to take care of this. She said, just over time, so much buildup and so much, I can lay in the bed at nighttime, y'all, and I can just press, and I could just feel those fibroids in there. it is so painful. It is so painful. Like I can be at work, like say I'm on my third day. I could be at work on my fourth day, and I'm so miserable. I just feel so gross. I just feel like everything is wrong. I don't like using no one's restroom when I'm on my cycle. No one, So I like to be at home. I like to be in a comfortable space because I like to change my pads and stuff whenever I get to a place to where I don't feel comfortable anymore. And it's not going to be where they say you can wear it for this amount of time. No, I'm going to change it when I don't feel comfortable. But y'all, I've been living with this for years, and it has gotten worse and worse and worse. It don't get better, it get worse. But my worst part of living with it now is that when, like I say, on that fourth or that last day, when it contracts and it sits in my uterus, and it's just like it want to pass, but it's like it's like when you get ready to have a baby, and it's like when you get to a 10 and you ready to push, and it just come out. Y'all, I tell y'all, that's the strangest thing my body have done. It is strange. And I cry. I just sit on the toilet and I sit there for a minute, and I know now when it's gonna come out than when it's not. Sometimes I sit on the toilet and I try to push it out, but I know it's not coming. I know that as long as I sit there and I keep pushing and pushing, nothing is coming. But when I get off the toilet and that sensation come and I can feel it, when I stand up and I can feel like a little bit of, like it's something like busted, like something busted. And then I can feel it and I run to the toilet, and then all of a sudden it just pops out. Y'all, I'm telling y'all, that is the weirdest stuff. That is so weird. Oh man, I've been living with this, y'all. And I'm telling y'all, I'm so ready to get over whatever surgery they need to do. I'm ready, because I have been living with these fibroids for years. They started out small, then mild, and then now it is extreme. The pain, I can't hardly walk sometimes. Like sometimes I can't even get out the bed. I have to literally sit in the bed, because when I get up, it just gush, oh man, y'all, it is horrible. It is horrible. I mean, if it's anybody else out there that's living with fibroids, that is going through something similar to this, that have been through something like this, please let me know what y'all have done. If you have had the surgery, what surgery you have had, if you have had to be on medication, what kind of medication. Please tell me what you have done. Right now I'm dealing with my insurance, and I'm trying to get all of this stuff taken care of, because I gotta get these out. I got to. But tell me, y'all, what have y'all done? If you are out there living with fibroids and you have had to deal with it to where it have got this worse, or you had never had to deal with it where it got this worse, and you just went ahead and had your uterus took out, or whatever it is, please give me some type of advice. Or it ever happened to you to where you just, like I say, on my fourth or last day, I go 7 days, and I tell you that fourth day I can have that sensation to where it falls out, or the 7th day, and I never know. It just happens sometimes. It happens when it want to happen, but it's the most painful thing in the world. It's the most painful. It's just like having a baby, and then all of a sudden it just drops. So if anybody out there that's dealing with it, that's dealing with fibroids, that have been through it, that's going through, that have taken care of it, that might know of anything that I can do while I wait to figure out about this insurance, to figure out what I'm going to do for my next step, please comment down below and let me know. Please. And I love y'all, on my rising stars. I love y'all so much. And until next time, peace.